The author David Halberstam wrote that Gibson thought of himself as intense, not mean or angry. He added that Gibson's intensity was a combination of focus, drive, energy, and power. Friends and former teammates put it in simpler terms.
Gibby just never, ever gave less than 110% every pitch. You know, most guys say they do it almost every pitch or every chance they get, but every single pitch of every game, he was full tilt.
It wasn't that he wanted to win. He never wanted to lose. And there's a difference there. He refused to lose.
Gibson said it was something that built up in him over time. It began on the Omaha sandlots, filled my belly, ran down my arm, and came off my fingers at 95 miles an hour. Intensity as I knew it was the will to win. Pac Robert Gibson was born on November 9, 1935. By his own admission, if he was given a choice in the matter, he might have said no thank you. In his first autobiography, Gibson stated it plainly: I was fatherless, I was poor, I was black. Before being introduced to baseball, he was also a sickly child. His salvation eventually became his older brother Josh. No relation to the Negro League great, Josh nonetheless was a legend in Omaha's black community. 15 years older than Bob, Josh organized and coached youth teams in baseball and basketball and made his younger brother a pet project. Josh stressed sports fundamentals, life philosophies, and never giving an inch.
And I remember one day Josh standing right in the middle of the field because he thought that the umpires were cheating us. There had to be 300 or 400 people there, and he wanted to fight.
His Y Monarchs team won a state midget league championship when Bob was 14. By this time, he was being recognized for his athletic skills. Rodney Weed grew up in Omaha, and he and Bob were lifelong friends.
I want to tell you a story. Do I have time to tell you a story?
He remembers a home run the young Gibson once hit, something none of the boys on the team were used to doing.
We tagged the base, first, second, third, fourth, home, and came right back and just sat down, and we didn't know what to do because it never happened before.
Along with the raging debate over the war in Vietnam, it seemed America was splitting at the seams. Black America was saddened by King's death and infuriated by Kennedy's. Gibson said, "We were angrier than usual, and I think it showed. I know it did in my case." Number 45 became a Goliath on the mound. He allowed only 3 runs in the month of June, 3 more in July, and had a streak of 47 consecutive scoreless innings. His ERA was microscopic. His intimidating presence on the mound had become frightening. His glare, which he insisted was a nearsighted pitcher trying to see his catcher's signs, froze hitters in their tracks.
I was in a zone, it seemed like. When I wanted to throw a ball low and away, I could throw it low and away and I would miss maybe that far.
His final numbers were astounding, both good and bad. The ERA, 1.12. Unapproached since then. Complete games, 28 in 34 starts. Unfathomable in today's times. The shutouts, 13. The wins, 22. He was never taken out of a game in mid-inning. What left observers dumbfounded was how in the world he lost 9 games. Despite that, he won the Cy Young Award and was the NL Most Valuable Player.
Mr. Frank Sinatra. Frank, who are you picking in the series? I like the Cardinals in about 5 games, Tony. I think, first of all, I think Gibson is pitching so great today. I think he's marvelous. I don't mean this as a pun, but he's really humming. Better than you. Oh, yeah.
Mickey Stanley hit .259 during the season. Snyder caught the corner.
What wasn't funny to the Detroit hitters he faced that October day were Gibson's breaking pitches. The Tigers scouting reports neglected to mention that the hard-throwing Gibson had more than a fastball.
And it's a dandy. He really snapped one off that time.
Against a team that hadn't played against you, they're all looking for the high smoke. They're looking for fastball. And I did have a good fastball, but my slider was better and they didn't know that.